Hello everyone. Thank y'all for waiting for this week's video. I know it's been a little bit behind. Work has been a little crazy. I noticed that we have a bunch of new people subscribed to the channel, so welcome everyone. In case y'all are a little bit unfamiliar about what I do here, I am a broke college student that had made this channel as an excuse to justify my poor spending habits. Speaking of which, we're going to take a look at this package. So, in this box is a metric fuckton of Kamen Rider merch, specifically Kamen Rider Drive. As you may or may not know, the newest Kamen Rider actually was announced like a week or two ago. I believe it's Kamen Rider Saber. I picked this up on eBay a couple months ago. It was delayed a hell of a long time. But let's go ahead and take a look at everything in here. I'm not going to be unboxing anything. We're just going to be kind of showing the packaging. I want to try and keep everything as, nicely looking as possible. So we'll take a look. Alright, so we're going to save all the big stuff for the very end. So first, this is going to be the Kamen Rider Drive arms with actually the Kamen Rider Gaim figure in there. This was in the crossover movie. It's pretty cool. Set that off to the side. And then we have the Kamen Rider Drive variant where he's using Gaim's power up. Turn that around. The Tire Kokon series is, I believe, the name of the Drive figures. They all have a little, kind of see it in there. They have little tires that you can swap out with other pieces in the line. Or save you for a little bit later. Oh shit! I forgot to include the Trideron. We'll take a look at that later too, because that thing is massive. So let's try and go in order of appearance in Drive. So this is Kamen Rider Drive, type Speed. Has type the flare wheel in there that you can put in. It's really cool. Here's Kamen Rider type Wild. I forget the name of that tire though. We'll call it Drill Tire. We got type Technic. Ah. Here we go. We got Chaser with his weapons, our Machine Chaser. And also, if you can tell, like, just by watching this, I absolutely love Kamen Rider. I got into it a couple years ago whenever I started watching, like, Super Sentai. The first Sentai I finished was Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger, and they did a crossover with Kamen Rider Ghost. So I watched a little bit of Ghost. Didn't really vibe with it too well, so I started looking at the other riders. I found Kamen Rider Gaim and absolutely fell in love with it. And then from there, I just kind of kept watching. I've been collecting a lot of the stuff from like 01 and the other Kamen Rider series. One of these days, I'll show off the collection. But let's see. Oh, here are some of the. Oh nope. There we go. Here are some of the. One of the first tire Kokon sets. These are all different tires that can be used with everything in the line. Whether it be the figures themselves or the vehicles, they can all be interchanged. And here's the other one. You can kind of see like how the tires like fit onto the figures. They have these little connection points. Alright, we got Kamen Rider Dead Heat. Now, what's cool about this is both Kamen Rider Mahawk, or Mahawk, as he calls himself in the show. They actually use the same like little henshin thing. So both Kamen Rider Drive and Kamen Rider Mahawk can assume the same form, and this one figure can switch between both forms, which is really cool. You have the Drive form right here, and then you have the Mach form of Dead Heat. Speaking of Mahawk, here we go. Not as exciting as the other Tyrokon figures, but he's cool. I don't like his character in the show too much. This is going to be Kamen Rider Formula, which doesn't appear that much in the show, if I remember correctly. I think he appears for like one episode, he's like super OP, and then he's almost never used again. Here's Kamen Rider Chaser. This is whenever, spoilers, Machine Chaser actually ends up getting a henshin device similar to Mahawk's and becomes a Kamen Rider Chaser. Thank you. No, thank you for selling this to me. And the last one is Kamen Rider Drive's final form, Kamen Rider Trideron. This is whenever he henshins with his vehicle. Okay. I'll take a look at the vehicles themselves. So this is Mahawk's bike, and it also has Machine Chaser's bike, and they can like combine together. It does include a little Tyrokon that you can use with either Mahawk or Chaser. You kind of see here, you have one vehicle that's meant for use. Why is there so much glare? There we go. So you have one vehicle that's meant for Mach. You have the other one that's meant for Chaser or Kamen Rider Chaser or Machine Chaser. Then you can combine them together, and they make this. See how like the figures fit inside. How the little tire can be used on all the figures. And even the other tires from the other lines that are a little bit bigger can be used on the bikes in that vehicle. So that's really cool. And then Big Daddy Trideron. Oh god, this thing is beautiful. This thing is massive. It's not to scale, unfortunately. If it were, you'd be able to fit two characters in the cab, but you can only fit one, which I understand why, otherwise this thing would be giant. But included in this, you have the Trideron itself, Midnight Shadow shift car. You have the Midnight Shadow tire. Oh. So looking here on the back, what's really cool about the Trideron is over the course of the show, it actually has 3 different forms based on what form Drive is in. So if he's in his normal, type speed, that's what the Trideron, or the form the Trideron is going to take. But if he goes to type Wild, the black form, kind of becomes like an all-terrain vehicle. And if he goes to type Technic, it becomes this grabby, forklifty thing. Get some really cool product shots. You can see how like the other tires will connect onto the connection points on the Trideron. They're on all sides of it. You can put, Drive in there. It shows how the tires will connect. And then how to use the shift car with the Kamen Rider Drive henshin device. And that is about it. All in all, like, considering what I paid for this and the fact that, you know, I don't live in Japan, it would be really difficult to find a lot of these. I think I can justify spending $400 on this. Anyway, if you liked seeing this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, share if you're so inclined. I know my content isn't the greatest, but with y'all's help, we can keep growing this channel and then eventually be able to buy some better equipment and actually get y'all some high quality videos instead of just recording on my phone. But that's going to be all for today. Social media links are going to be down in the description below. As always, thank y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next week.